Hello there. You're welcome to this question and answer session of Ladies and Gents. Well, with me is my wife, and she's ready for all of your questions today. Darling, you're welcome to this podcast.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So we want to ask you to share, subscribe, follow, and be sure that you get the next editions that we are going to be releasing on Ladies and Gents. So please make sure you do that before we move on.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
let's go straight into the questions.
Yeah.
Comment. Okay, comment.
Yes.
Put your questions. Subscribe, like,
And
whatever
follow.
is necessary. Please do it. All right. Greetings, ma. I am in a relationship and my lady likes eating outside. I'm not comfortable with that, so I asked her why. She said if she cooks the food, she is not able to eat her own food. So she prefers buying food outside. I am a man that believes that eating together as a family would increase our bond. What should I do?
What should I do? She does not like eating her own food. Now, you must understand that when you see a thing like this, you in relationship, you read pattern more than actions. It's a pattern. There are things that are just mere actions, and there are other things that are not just actions, but they are patterns. This is a pattern. She is not something like, I don't feel like cooking today. It's a different thing. But where she says she does not like eating her own food,
That's irregular.
it means as a man, that means it's a regular, it's a pattern. As a man, you have to ask yourself, because the essence of this relationship is to check out if this person is okay for you, if that's what you want. Now, we can't truly tell you, let her go or continue based on your priorities. There are men that wouldn't mind that if their woman cannot even cook at all, they'll bring a cook for her to cook for her and himself and the whole family. But there are other persons that cannot take that. Obviously, from this question, the man is not comfortable. He has said it. He said, I am not comfortable with that. So if you are not comfortable with this, first is to ask, I want to ask you first, are there other things about her? Is this the major challenge? Do you like this lady? Does she possess the other features or the other characteristics or character you would want in a woman? And then the cooking is just the issue you are having. Then you find a way to maybe bring her up, make her see reasons why as a woman or why as your woman she will need to be cooking for you. But if there are many other issues and you think you can't cope with this, truly don't expect that she will just change someday. When you marry her, she will now start cooking. No, it's something you have to ask yourself. Will I be doing the cooking for her? Will I employ someone for her? Or I should let this relationship go? You have to make that decision for yourself. But truly, as an African lady, I would, especially if this question is coming from Nigeria, where we live, it's not a good thing for a lady to grow up and even know that she should be in a relationship. That means she's grown enough
to be a wife.
She's grown enough to have a relationship and would not like to cook. It's either it's true that she has programmed her mind not to like her own food, which she can undo. But if this is her challenge, I think she should do something about it. It's not something she should be proud of. She shouldn't be proud of the fact that she cannot eat her food. She should do something about it. So this does not reduce her chances of good men, because there are good men that she would love and would not like this.
Actually. And then, we have generally believed that the stomach is the way to a man's heart. I don't believe that holds for every man, because I've met a lot of men that don't really care about food. Actually, there are people that eat to live and there are people that live to eat. Yeah. So those people that some of us eat because we have to energize this body to keep doing the assignment that God has put in our hands. So food is not the priority, but you want to just know that when you want to eat, sometimes you want to eat healthy, and you can't have the assurance that when you eat out, they're going to give you the kind of food that is healthy for you. So for your health's sake, it will be good for you to eat at home and for the comfort of it. And sometimes there are states that certain men are for the budget too. For the budget too. You know that when every time you eat out, I expect that it should be more expensive. In most cases, it is more expensive than cooking your own food, you know. So all of this put together should make a woman try to ensure that she cooks her own food. And every now and then you get to have the issue of food poisoning. You go out, you come back, you're purging, you don't even know where that is coming from and all of that. So the woman is the best person that should cook for her husband and for her family as well. Now, in the course of talking, I believe these two persons should be able to, the man should be able to listen to her. If she's willing to improve in that regard, then he could give her time to work on herself and to improve. But where you start hearing certain things like, I'm not that kind of person that likes cooking. In fact, I hate cooking. I can't cook. Then you should see it as a danger sign. You shouldn't marry this person and expect that automatically one night the person will now change.
Start placing demands.
You would now put unnecessary pressure on this person who was at least honest enough to tell you that she's not the cooking type, and you accepted it, and now you are saying you must become the cooking type. That would be unfair. That would be unfair. When she told you, you should have backed out if you couldn't cope with that. You know, so it depends on what happens in the relationship.
And ladies should desire to be virtuous. A virtuous woman should be able to cook and raise daughters that she can present to the world. As a mother, because someday she'll become a mother. She will not remain like this forever. She's going to become a mother. And then if this is what she can offer, she's going to be raising the generation behind her that can do nothing.
An uncooking mother would definitely raise uncooking daughters.
So. You grew up as a daughter knowing that your mother buys, you buy. And then she allows you to buy. And then you are raising a daughter with disadvantages already from the beginning.
From the beginning.
You have exposed her to the danger of streamlining her suitors automatically, because the fact that she cannot cook or does not like cooking or will not cook has already streamlined her chances.
And
there are men that cannot take that.
Whether they are Nigerians or not
how many Nigerian
men? No, even globally. How many men would want to marry a woman that would not want to enter the kitchen? So
you treat your daughter. So for a virtuous woman, I think you shouldn't be proud. If you are a lady and you are out there and cooking is not your thing, I want to plead with you to find a way to bring it into your thing and start doing it gradually. It might not be easy. Start gently. Today, maybe you cook and then you don't cook tomorrow. Next tomorrow, try and cook again so that it can become your thing.
Let it become your thing. Let it become your thing.
It's
all right, let's move to the next question. The next question says, is it good for a lady to date a man abroad for a long time and not see him till the time of marriage?
You know, I've seen this abroad thing.
I actually experienced it.
Growing up, yes, I've had experience too. Growing up, I had friends, while in school. I knew not one, not two, not three ladies that was when I started knowing this. It was even not like this time that everybody's jackpotting.
Okay.
Then jackpot was not even popular.
Yes.
But I knew ladies, all the ladies I knew then that had this abroad relationship thing. None worked. None among the ones I knew.
But did any of them end up getting married?
That's the work I'm talking about.
Okay.
None of them ended up
But you know,
married.
sometimes when we say work too, it could be that they ended up getting married and the marriage did not also work.
No, they didn't marry.
Okay.
You know, in the end, now you are dating to know yourselves. That's the primary reason for dating. If you're dating a man, or most likely is the lady that is here, the man is over there, and you have not seen the man and you are planning marriage, I don't think it's very okay, because there's something to seeing physically. It's still different. Yes, you talk every day, you say you do video calls, you do this one, you do that one. It's still not the same sometimes as meeting one-on-one physically. There are times that just by sitting close to you, I might just touch your phone and then your reaction will just tell me that we can't do that on phone, on phone calls.
Yeah,
Where will
or
I see
video
your things?
calls.
I don't have
And
no
actually,
opportunity
a
to
video
scatter your
call
things.
is just a camera that
I arrange myself
Yeah,
before coming to. I decide how you will see me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like on this podcast, there are crew members, and of course, you don't see the crew members because that's not what we want you to see. We limit you to what we want you to see.
Yeah.
That's how
That's
it
how
is
video
in
calls
such,
are.
yes,
Yeah.
in
So
such
you can't be
relationships.
too sure of everything. Video calls is just like social media life. Some of the things that you are seeing are true, some of them are false. So you would need to meet physically before you can even conclusively say you want to marry this person.
Yeah.
You should. You know, the situation I had was family members coming to tell me, we have a brother, our brother is in so place, we have seen that you're a good girl, he wants to marry you, he does not have time, we will be doing this, you guys will be relating, he will be coming when it is time to marry. And all of from when they came to see me and when they were telling me that he will come and marry me, I think it just been like 6 to 8 months or so. A man I don't know and has not even spoken to me before. The family has come to tell me that they want their son to marry me. And I don't understand that.
Well, thank God for me, Sha, that you were smart enough not to marry.
I just told them
because I
plainly
needed
that
you to.
I'm sorry, I don't know him. I need to know him. If he's that serious, I will know.
Yes.
And then
yeah, I understand that there's
what if
the
he's pushing drugs somewhere?
Actually.
Why will I endanger my life?
Yes. I understand that there's a constraint of resources when it comes to flying and the relationship, but
give
there
the
must
relationship
be
time. That's why you need longer time because it's a distant relationship.
You need a longer time, but at least see the person. See the person. You know, there are like she said, there are characters that can only be displayed physically.
Yeah.
If we're talking about food, the taste of food, how can you even know that the person cannot cook unless you have tasted their food? Otherwise, you would have to depend on what they say.
Yeah.
And anybody can say anything about what they do. You can't say anything about how the person dresses on an average every day. You know, there was this point in the last podcast we were talking about being rude.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't tell because
and most times people display rudeness when they are provoked, anger, temper. A lot of times the situations that lead to such actions are not triggered.
They're just natural situations, natural life. You've not been able to live with this person or to be around this person in the person's real life. So you can't truly tell.
And for me, a healthy relationship shouldn't just be about trying to see the person's behavior or attitude towards you. Yeah, it has a lot to do with observing the person's
attitude with others.
Yes. So that you now know, okay, because like we said earlier, if the person is rude towards others and you now say, no, he doesn't get to be rude to me, just wait. Very soon you'll be the victim of his rudeness. Yeah. So those are things that are exposed when you have an interaction with the person. I know that sometimes it's not easy when the relationship is very distant, especially if you have to cross seas or borders to meet the other person. But as much as it is possible, make sure that happens. And then in that case, there are other things you could do is to make consultations.
Yeah.
You know, some people just say he's abroad, he's going to send dollars, he's going to send pounds to me, and sometimes that's all I care about.
Too is part
greed,
of greed
and now enters it. So whatever happens, your own is there. And then sometimes in these relationships, there's a setup for cheating.
Yeah.
A man has sexual needs. A woman has sexual needs as well. Now you see these persons planning marriage, and they are also, sometimes he has not started processing visa for her. Yeah. There's no specific plan as to when she's going to come over to meet him. And then they just marry. So you want to marry and your sexual needs are not important? Tell me something.
Then you go.
You go. Sometimes you come and impregnate her and you go. No, tell yourselves the truth about how you intend to solve your sexual needs, because that's one of the Bible says.
Part of why you got married.
Yes, say if a man cannot keep himself,
let him marry.
Let him marry. So it's one of the reasons why you got married, for your sexual needs to be taken care of. Now, some of these relationships, these very distant relationships, don't take care of these things. So as much as possible, meet, see that this person is what you have seen on the screen. All right. All right.
All right. Thank you. Let's have the next question.
All right. The next question says, how do you relate with an ex in the same environment to avoid conflict or to avoid, the person says to avoid conflict. To avoid arousing emotions. Yes. How do you relate? Sorry, let me come again. How do you relate with an ex in the same environment to avoid arousing your emotions again? Okay. Yeah.
Meaning you've been in a relationship with this person and now you are no longer in a relationship, but you still see.
You know, sometimes there are certain factors that lead to your seeing with the person frequently. It could be a colleague in the office. It could be members of the same church. It could be business environment, even neighborhood. Yeah. She could just be a neighbor to you. So some of these factors.
I think that now, depending on what is bringing you together, like what is connecting the two of you. If it's office, you will relate. Of course, the person has not become an enemy.
Of course.
But you try to keep it professional. If not, yes, the person is an ex. You are no longer together. But, feelings can be very stupid.
Yes,
feelings can be very independent sometimes. Independent of the owner. The feelings is on its own. The owner is different. The feelings is different.
Yes.
And then the feelings wants to not tell the person to do the bidding. This is what I want. So sometimes when it's like that, try to keep it as professional as possible. Because you've related closely before, try to avoid that level of closeness. Before you used to talk and do like this and hit each other and say, how are you? And now you are no longer together and you still come back and you say, how are you? And you stay there. That
means a lot.
The feelings will come back.
Yes.
Now, it depends on why you broke up in the first place. If why you broke up in the first place, you think it's because of maybe certain compatibility issues, and these issues are true and they are still there, then why building the feelings again? Then if there are some persons still communicate, they still call, send messages and all of that. Of course, communication is the fuel for relationship. You need to cut down on those excesses. If not, you just want to go into what you already know that might not work. So you cut. If it's in church, serve God. Just serve God and keep it professional. When I mean professional, do the work of God strictly and excuse yourself from unnecessary, how do I put it? Unnecessary interactions and play. Yes, cut down the play. Play with others. Yes, you have to be that disciplined. If not, you just keep going back and forth. You know it's not going to work, but you are not letting go, which eventually most times just lead you into what God does not want you to do. You know you will not, nothing is happening. You are not together, but you just start having sex because you are allowing emotions to just keep taking over.
And yes, sight arouses emotion. Consistently seeing the person would bring back those emotional feelings. And that's why we get to advise, keep sex out of your relationship. It becomes a lot easier to move on if you were not sexually involved, So if your emotions want to play with you, there are requests that you would have to turn down. Please come and see me off. Of course, you know that you're going to be interacting. You're going to be.
How are you? Have you eaten today?
Have you eaten today?
Why are you asking that question?
Why? What do you care now? Let the person that she's involved with or he's involved with ask those questions.
Have you eaten today? I just called up to check up on you. And that's an ex. And you don't want to. And you think that those things that made you come out are there. Don't go into such things. Keep it professional.
Keep it professional.
Hello, good morning. How are you? I'm fine. And you move. If it's the house of God, hey, good morning, how are you? Fine. And then if not, you end up.
You don't even have to make it a point of duty
that you must always meet and greet.
Say good morning. Especially if you're serving in different departments, you can just leave the person to be. But those times that your paths necessarily have to cross, you play professional, like she said. Just act well and let let things be the way they have always been.
Without, if you're not fueling it, it's going to naturally die down. But if you keep fueling it, your emotions will keep playing with you. You go up, you come down. Today you are here. Tomorrow is like, maybe I should go back. Next tomorrow you're back. So keep it professional.
I think this question may be from the same person. It says, how many exes should somebody have before marriage?
All right.
How many exes should somebody have before marriage?
Since it is not a degree course, neither is it a professional course.
That there are
you don't need
of course requirements,
not,
or
is it? It's not going to add to your CV.
Requirements.
Yeah, you don't need. It's not a semester where you are gathering the number of units you have to take to move to the next level. As children of God, I believe that we are talking to children of God. God's desire for us is not to. Sometimes it's our carelessness that leads us to random relationships. When we are talking about exes, sorry to say, sometimes it shows your level of carelessness. Yes. If you are careful, relationship is not meant to just jump in and jump out. In as much as we say it's a time to check one another or to check someone if they are the one or not the one, does not mean that the moment I just see this guy, I just say, oh boy, I like this color. And that's it. We start. No. That's not how it goes. Every nice shape. You like fair lady. So every fair lady with nice shape, you attempt. Meaning everyone that says yes, you start a relationship. You have a challenge.
Actually, I think I've had, because of that consciousness, I truly had a very limited number of relationships before I got married. And the reason was because I wanted to be sure to an extent that this person is the kind of person I am looking for before now going into a relationship with the person. So if you check the person well, chances would be very slim that you jump out of the relationship because you would have seen a lot of things before you even However, there are these instances that the relationship is triggered from a distance. You would have to probably try to start it from a distance before you eventually come close.
When it comes to the number of persons you should date before or have relationship with before you get married, there's no number. Biblically, there is no time where the Bible has been able to tell us have one, have two, or it can even be the very first relationship and you get married. I think that is actually sweet. Yes, it can be sweet like that, where the very first person you are having relationship with is the person you are getting married with. But however, we are not saying it's a law where you have to date the first person and insist that you don't want to have two. I've seen a lady, she's out now anyway. She said, the relationship, I don't think that relationship was really working well. But every time you speak with her about this relationship, she will tell you, I don't want to date two people before I get married. I just want it to be that in my life, I've only dated one person. And
there's
that's the person
no reward for that, though.
God will not reward you. If you like, go there and go and suffer. There's no reward in heaven, nor on earth for that. But however, when you start, you dated sister A, and after that, in the next 6 months, you are out, you are into this one. The next time you are with Angela, you yourself, what it shows is that you have problem.
Actually, you have a problem.
Stop relationship matters. Pause and take care of yourself.
I met this guy once in Bible school that became a friend actually, and told me as at that time, and he was quite young, that he has had 13 relationships. I just went straight. I'm very young. And I told him, you have a problem.
Deal with it. Stop relationship. Yes. Don't go into any again.
Those are the people. Just stop.
Pause.
Yes.
Stop.
You need to work on yourself. You need to figure yourself out before you go into the next one.
Yeah. In that case, just try to study yourself. Know who you are. Know what will fit you. And then before you talk to any person, if you're a guy, before you approach a lady, and if you're a lady, before you say yes, don't be too quick to say yes. If you're a lady and you are having that kind of experience, take time before you give your consent to a relationship.
I actually think that a lot of times the reason for that is a lack of readiness to marry.
Okay.
When you just sit and you think every guy should have a girlfriend and every girl should have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Of course, you jump into relationships without purpose. And
You jump out when you are done.
the moment you're done, possibly you wanted something, now you've gotten that thing, you're done. And there are relationships that from the beginning of it, we have had such sessions severally where you ask the person, are you planning to marry this person?
They say
no.
The guy says no, the lady says no. We don't want
Sometimes
to
it's one party. We have seen where both parties said, I don't want to marry this person. And yet they are there. So you know this relationship is going to end soon. And it will add to the count of the number of relationships they've had. So what we are saying here is that there is no specific number, but if you're serious about it, it shouldn't be
indiscriminately. And if you're serious with your life too, we believe that you should be someone that is deliberate. Be deliberate about your life. Be more deliberate about your life and about relationship. If you are a deliberate person, if you are someone that is deliberate, your relationship should not be random. So take time, study people, take time, look at it carefully, even if it's just a relationship. Say it's just a relationship. It's not just. It's not meant to be just a relationship. Take your time before you go into one. And with that, you will reduce the number. The fewer, the better.
The better.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I think this should be the last for today, for this session. It says, man, is something wrong with me to have feelings for my ex? This ex thing today is very serious. And wanting to go back even when the red flags that made me leave are still there.
All right. I think we touched a bit while we're answering the other ex issue. The red flags, thank God you know, it's one thing to know what the red flags were, what made you to come out. If the red flags are still there, it means you are sincere to yourself.
Yes.
That's a good point. You are sincere to yourself that these things are still there. Feelings are lies. They are lying. Your feeling is lying to you. So just work on yourself and tell your feeling, I still understand this thing. This thing is still there, so calm down. It's a no. We have decided that we are not going for this. So let it die. You can build feeling. You can fertilize or fan your feelings to grow, and you can also kill your feelings. There are times you start having feelings for someone you already know that it's not it. So it means feelings can come up at any time. It's your responsibility to either grow the feelings or kill the feelings. So when that kind of feelings is coming up with someone that you already know that the red flags made you to come out, just keep calm. Don't act. Don't relate closely. If not, the feelings will just take you. You will just start going. Even when you don't want it, against yourself, you will still do it. So don't fuel the relationship. Don't communicate and work on yourself in killing the feelings. And in no time, you discover and remind yourself of the red flag. Those things that brought you out, remind yourself of those things. The feelings will go down and you bounce back.
And in fact, the summary of what she said is the success of your relationship is going to be dependent on how well you are able to tackle your feelings. Like she started with, your feelings are a lie. So if you're able to tackle most times our emotions rise above our reason, especially when it comes to the issue of love. Very soon we need to do that teaching that you did on love is not enough. So you would know that most of these things you call love are actually not love. They are just your emotions that are playing with you. And these emotions are eventually, psychologists say they only last for a period. Some say at most, even when you get married, Gary Chapman calls it the in-love experience, euphoria. It gets to die down at most after 2 years. So if you are able to tackle them, especially if you are a lady, men are more given to reason than ladies. Women are more given to their emotions. So if as a woman, your success begins when you've been able to tackle your emotions and give in to reason. You know that, yes, this guy is the tall, dark, and handsome person, but he doesn't have a vision. Now your emotions want to tell you, you cannot miss a tall, dark, and handsome
This
guy.
guy is cute.
That is cute. Your emotions want to present the guy. So you
can't just imagine a different lady with this fine guy when they'll be moving on the streets. You now, probably, what if a good guy comes and is not this cute?
Yes.
My friends will not feel.
So those butterflies that are jumping in your stomach, you better get over them.
Yeah.
Better get over them and begin to give in more to reason. So if going back to your ex is based on emotions, that means you've succeeded in giving in to reason. That is why you broke the relationship. But now you are allowing emotions to come back and take over you. And they are mostly for the reasons we mentioned in the last question. You're probably giving into communication, more and more communication. You're giving more time to the person. And eventually your eyes would gradually be closing towards the same reasons that made you to break up in the first place.
Yeah.
So let the person be. Let the person be. And you too be. So that your eyes can be open to find the persons that would fit into your reason.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. It's
Thank
been
you
a
too,
wonderful
ma'am.
time. We believe that these questions that has been answered today must have taught you something. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, make comments, share, follow us.
And put down your questions.
Yeah, put down your
in the
questions,
comment
and
sections.
subsequently it will be attended to.
Yes.
God
So the
bless
next
you.
session might just be about your own questions.
Yeah.
So please put them down and make sure that you stay tuned.